Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another HAULiday update. Today we continue with the sci-fi and fantasy updates, this time focusing on TV shows. Yeah, I didn't realize when I looked at the stack just how many TV shows I've actually added to the collection. Some are Blu-ray, some are... Oh, no, they're all Blu-ray. They're all Blu-ray. Blu-ray TV shows on Blu-ray of sci-fi and fantasy-ness. Yeah, today on the Multimedia Chronicles HAULiday Update. Welcome back. All right, first but most definitely not least, I thought it was high time I got caught up on this show because they'd done like 3 seasons in recent years, and I'd only seen one of them. So I decided to, first off, get the one that I had seen to finally have it in the collection, and then pick up the 2 that I hadn't seen. So I'm, of course, talking about Red Dwarf. Yes, so we have Red Dwarf X, the... or 10, I guess, is the Roman numeral for 10. But Red Dwarf 10, the long-awaited Season 10, which follows on after the Back to Earth miniseries. Yeah, the case got a little dinged up there, but I had to order this one through the mail. Yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, nice case art there, or nice disc art there. But anyway, so we put it there very carefully. There, don't fall apart. Yeah. Anyway, great stuff. I thought this season was really a return to form, honestly. It really felt like good old Red Dwarf again, like very much like the first couple seasons, but with, bigger production value, obviously. Also notable in that apparently this was the first British TV series to be filmed using red cameras. Appropriate that Red Dwarf would use red cameras, so that's pretty cool. And then a couple years later, they gave us Red Dwarf 11. Yeah, great stuff. This one actually has a slipcover. Oh my god. Very nice. Kind of inconsistent in that they don't all have slipcovers. But anyway, and then finally, Red Dwarf 12, which actually just came out on Blu-ray like last month, I think, back around Christmas time. So very cool stuff. As always, these are loaded with extras. Let's see here. Yeah, so extras for Season 10, we got We're Smegged, an exclusive feature-length documentary, deleted scenes with optional writer commentary, and Smeg Ups, the unseen outtakes. Very cool. It's a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but those are very lengthy extras with a lot of content to them, so great stuff. They've done this basically since Series 1, when the BBC was releasing them on DVD, and they would always have like a feature-length making of special for that specific season, which is pretty cool. Series 11. Oh, excuse me. We have a behind-the-scenes feature, deleted scenes, smeg ups, trailers and promos, visual effects, model shots, and photo gallery. So quite a nice selection of extras there. And Season 10, finally, we have behind-the-scenes, deleted scenes, smeg ups, trailers and promos, visual effects, and model shots. And there you go. So each season is only 6 episodes, so it's very much a return to the format of the old show. And it's great, honestly. I had an absolute... I watched these as soon as they arrived. I basically got these 2 in the mail, and then this one came out around the same time, so I just grabbed it in the store. And I loved it. It was great. I mean, the guys have really aged well, I have to say. And they've still got it, man. I mean, they still have that what's the word I'm looking for? Camaraderie? No. Chemistry. I knew it was a C word. Anyway, they still have the same old chemistry, and it's just fantastic. Good, great, fun stuff. I think people were a little overly harsh on these seasons. Oh, it ain't as good as it used to be. People have been saying that since the beginning, saying, oh, it wasn't as good as, after Season 3, or it wasn't as good after Season 2, or it's like, after the pilot episode, it just sucked. It's like, get over yourselves, people. Like, just chillax and laugh. That's really all it's about. And I had a great time. Now, next up, I'm a huge fan of the original series of this. So much so, in fact, if you go to my Twitch channel whenever I'm not live, you'll actually see it streaming on my channel, the original 1980 version of this show. Basically because Twitch had a marathon of it one day, and then they just decided to keep it running forever, basically, or until they decide otherwise. So they've just been cycling those original 13 episodes around and around and around endlessly ever since. So I have my Twitch channel set to stream it whenever I'm not live and whenever any of my other friends aren't live as well. So I basically co-host it on my channel. So I've been wanting to see the new series that was done recently for a very long time, and kept meaning to pick up the Blu-ray. And then I saw on the shelf, well, I'll show you what it is. First off, we have Cosmos, a Spacetime Odyssey. And so the original, of course, was by Carl Sagan. This one features Neil deGrasse Tyson. But take a look at how much this cost. Can you see that? Yeah, $11.99. And it's not a red sticker or anything, so that's actually the regular price now. I couldn't believe that. Craziness. So, yeah, I mean, for $12 for the complete series on Blu-ray, I couldn't pass that up. I left it wrapped just so I could show you guys in the update video. It's like, you're not going to believe this. But, yeah, I mentioned that to Nicole, and she was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm like, why? It's like, oh, you know. And I said, because we live in a world where people just have no interest in science. And she just said, yep. And we both wept. Well, anyway, last time I talked about the movies that this TV series is inspired by. Now, this is basically another example of a reboot/reimagining that really does some amazing, interesting things. I am, of course, talking about the recent HBO series of Westworld. What's with my hand? It's like seizing up, getting old. Westworld, which, of course, is based on the movies, Westworld and Future World, but takes things in like some very interesting directions. I mean, it basically takes the whole basic concept of Westworld and kind of turns it on its head and does a lot of explorations of artificial intelligence and so forth, and it gets into some really deep stuff. Also, the structure of the story itself just keeps you guessing. What you think you're seeing in a linear story is actually not. Sometimes you're seeing flashbacks without even realizing you're seeing flashbacks, but it's very deliberately misleading to the viewer, because I mean they're trying to give you, I think, the same kind of experience that the robots are having, where the robots aren't sure what time they're in, what their real past is, and so forth, and they're almost like mirroring that for the viewer, where you're constantly kept guessing and kept on your toes. But what a frickin' brilliant series! I just love this show so much, and I'm really stoked that they're coming back for a second season a little later this year. Yeah, as always, I mean, I was very cautiously optimistic when they heard they were making a series of Westworld, because I'm always down to see more Westworld. But when I saw it, I was just blown away. Like, they've really done an outstanding job with this. Now, this is the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Basically just saw this on the shelf and grabbed it because I thought it looked really cool. I honestly think this has some of the nicest looking packaging out of all of them. The regular packaging is pretty cool too. It has sort of the Universal Man logo in the circle kind of thing. Well, it's not the Universal Man. It's a clear nod to the Universal Man. And but I like this because it has the Maze logo and it's a nice bumpy cover. I've left it wrapped because I thought I would do like an unwrapping / closer look video for you. So for now, special features, we have Realizing the Dream, first week on the set of Westworld. Imagining the Main Title, The Key to the Chords, Gag Reel, Welcome to Westworld, Crafting the Narrative, An Invitation to the Set, About the Series, Reality of AI, Westworld, The Big Moment featurettes. Yeah, very cool. And I guess I should tell you what extras are on the Cosmos set as well. Special features, we got audio commentary on the premiere episode, Library of Congress dedication, Cosmos at Comic-Con, Cosmos, The Voyage Continues, and an interactive cosmic calendar. Very cool indeed. Now, next up, speaking of phenomenally awesome HBO shows, I finally got caught up recently and got the first 6 seasons of this, so I just had to snap up season 7 when it came out. And when I saw this cool Walmart exclusive edition, I couldn't pass it up. We have season 7 of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray. Throne de Fer. So, very cool. But one of the reasons I wanted this is because it has this cool pin with it, which is a Hand of the Queen pin. Let me give you a closer look at it here. There you go. Check that out. Hand of the Queen. Which is, of course, a reference to, spoiler alert, Tyrion being Daenerys' hand as she's planning her, well, making her plans, basically. Okay. Yeah, so very cool. So inside, it's basically exactly the same as the regular edition. We have this set here. The only difference is you don't get the description on the back, because that has been moved to the back of this box. Yeah, I'm not really wanting to keep this huge box, so I don't know, I might just trim the thing off the back and insert it in there to have the description of the extras and stuff. I don't know, we'll see. I'll do some measurements, and if it fits, I might do that. If not, then I won't. But yeah, they did a much nicer job on this one than they did on the Season 6 set. It's back to being a proper digipack, as you can see, which is much, much nicer. I like that a lot more. Yeah, I think a lot of people did not like the more eco-friendly packaging of the Season 6 set. And, you know, HBO tends to listen, I guess. And it also comes with the animated Conquest and Rebellion special. This is phenomenally awesome, by the way. I watched this as soon as it came in. It's basically, it goes into, like, I don't know, about 1,000 years worth of backstory of Westeros and the formation of the Seven Kingdoms. And it's narrated by actors from the show in character as their characters, which is really cool. Sort of talking about it as their past, their history. And when it gets closer to the present, how their direct relatives affected certain key events. But really, really interesting. It's done in the same style as the histories and lore that have been Blu-ray exclusive extras since Season 1, basically. So really, really good stuff if you like to get some more backstory. In fact, after watching it, I was like, why don't they make a show of that story? Like, just a big honkin' prequel series. I would watch that after seeing just how in-depth and fascinating... Sorry, Red Dwarf. In-depth and fascinating the backstory actually is. I'm just like, yeah, can we have a series or a mini-series or something of that, please? All right, next up. This is one that I basically grew up with, and it's one of several sets that Mill Creek has recently done from this era, putting a bunch of these classic TV shows out on Blu-ray. This one I actually got thanks to you guys using my Amazon links. This set happened to be on sale for about half the regular price, and I had enough from Amazon gift cards that are thanks to you guys using my links and whatnot, that I was able to pick this up strictly with the gift card money, which was pretty cool. So I'm talking about the complete series of Knight Rider, yeah, on Blu-ray. How awesome is that? Now, one drawback, as the original DVD sets had a few extras on them, there's no extras on this. Also, it does not include the Knight Rider 2000 TV pilot movie that they did. Also, the box got a little bit crunched in transit, but I can't complain too much. The actual disc cases themselves are in pretty much perfect shape. And to be honest, it's kind of a flimsy box anyway. I mean, it's Mill Creek, right? I mean, they like to save money. But the nice thing about it is it's Mill Creek, so I get to save money by buying it from them. So they put out a whole bunch of sets on like TV shows on Blu-ray that I would like to get. Next one sort of on my radar is the Rockford Files, because, I do love the Rockford Files. Yeah, good stuff. So next up, this is actually a pair of movies. Oh, I should mention, before I get into that, I should mention Rosie had never seen or heard of Knight Rider before. She didn't know who David Hasselhoff was. The only thing she knew of David Hasselhoff was that sort of disco music video that they did for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where he's singing the song and it's all, everybody's dressed up as like disco stars and stuff, and big hair and sunglasses and sideburns and bell bottoms, and it's just hilarious and fun. But so anyway, David Hasselhoff was in that. So I watched the pilot episode of this, and I was like, you know what? I got to show this to Rose because she's going to love this. So I suggested we watch it the last time she was over, and I was like, why don't we watch? We'll watch the first episode, watch like the pilot movie. She's like, okay, sure. And he's like, but if I don't like it, then I don't want you to make me watch anymore. I'm like, okay, that's fine. By the way, she has yet to not like any show that I've showed her because I know the kind of stuff she likes, and she's a smart kid, and I know that she likes, she doesn't have a problem with older shows and whatnot. It just has to be something interesting, right? But, all through Halloween we were watching black and white Universal Monster movies, right? But anyway, so we watched the pilot movie, and we're not even 10 minutes into the pilot movie. It's before David Hasselhoff even appears. The character is still Michael Long before he becomes Michael Knight, where it was a different actor, just with David Hasselhoff's voice dubbed over it. And the whole idea is he gets injured, left for dead, and then has plastic surgery to restore his face, and ends up looking like a different person. I don't even know why they did that. Why they just didn't have a David Hasselhoff from the beginning. I guess it's because the whole idea that he had to fake his death, kind of thing. But anyway, so we watched that, and now here's the thing: Rosie didn't even know. She knew, like, obviously there's like a supercar in it, but she didn't know that the car talks. So when it gets to the first scene where Kit actually speaks to Michael, that was it. It was like true love. From there, she just absolutely loved it, and we had a blast. So I think every time she comes over, we're going to watch a couple more episodes of Knight Rider. It's going to be a Daddy Rosie thing for a while, and I am perfectly okay with that. All right, so next up, this is a pair of movies based on a long-running TV show that I really loved, and I still actually have yet to watch the rest of. It was 9 seasons long, well, 11 seasons now, and I've only seen up to about halfway through season 6, so I've got quite a ways to go in that, and I should really get back to that one of these days. So I'm, of course, talking about the double feature because the single disc releases are out of print, at least the first one is, and I didn't feel like paying $1 gajillion for them, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get the double feature. We have X-Files, Fight the Future, and I Want to Believe. Now, I've only seen Fight the Future because that occurs between seasons 5 and 6. I Want to Believe technically occurs after the series ends, so between seasons 9 and the event miniseries, which is basically now referred to as season 10. So I haven't seen that one yet. I heard it's not as good, but whatever. I still want to check it out. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Yeah. I really got to get back to watching the show of the X-Files one of these days. Yeah. So, it's a good thing that I bought the Blu-ray set of it. Ha-ha! Surprise! Yes, this is a long-awaited upgrade. The entire series of the X-Files on Blu-ray. Now, I did a big... actually, one of the first closer look videos I ever did was of the DVD set. And I think we're going to revisit that and do a closer look at this one as well. Just to give you a little sneak peek. It's basically just all the individual season sets in a big honking box. But it is a really nice box. Like, it's good and sturdy and has some cool design on it. I think, honestly, the DVD box was... actually, well, it's kind of a mixed bag. I kind of like the artwork on this set better. But the DVD box was a better design, I think. Now, can we even put these... can we even put this on here without knocking everything off? I don't know, let's find out here. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. And... yeah. There we go. I don't know. There. Sorry, X-Files movies. There's no extras on the X-Files movie disc, by the way. Or actually, I think there are, come to think of it, because I think it's just the actual individual discs. Yeah, it's just the individual discs that were released before. So I guess whatever extras were on that are on this. I haven't looked at them yet, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So I've started watching this already, and I actually just finished the first disc today. Today for me, it'd be a few days ago for you, and boy, did they ever do a good job. It looks amazing. Now, a lot of people were wondering about the fact that it's in 16:9, whereas the first 4 seasons, I think it was, were originally broadcast in 4:3 full frame. So it does the 16:9 crop anything off? Well, yes and no, because I've looked at some side-by-side comparisons, and X-Files seems to be one of those weird exceptions, which is totally appropriate that the X-Files would be the weird exception. That wasn't strictly filmed full frame, but it also wasn't strictly filmed widescreen. It was filmed like kind of widescreen or something. It's hard to explain. But if you look at side-by-side pictures of the original 4:3 images with the 16:9 versions, you'll see that you actually collectively get more image area in the 16:9 version, but at the same time it does crop a little bit off the top and bottom, but it opens up the sides more, which is strange because normally when they film something full frame and then put it in widescreen, you're seeing the full like horizontal image, but they chop off the top and bottom and blow it up to fill a 16:9 frame, or they'll film it 4:3 and then zoom in on a part of it for the wide, or sorry, they'll film it wide, but then when you see it on TV in 4:3, they've chopped off the sides. So in this case, it seems to be a little bit of both. I don't know if there was any kind of hard and fast rule about it, other than when they were putting together the 4:3 version, they zoomed in a lot on the frame to get specific parts of it focused upon, whereas the 16:9 version pulls back and opens things up more, so you're seeing more image area. Anyway, long and the short of it is, it looks freaking beautiful. Like, so good, in fact, it could be a show that was done this year. Like, that's how good it looks. It's just absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see, like, when we get to the later seasons, like I think seasons 5 onward, where it was filmed in 16:9. It was actually one of the first shows done natively widescreen back in the mid to late 90s. And it's going to be awesome. But seeing these new versions of the early episodes is really quite amazing. Because you're seeing a lot more image, and it just, like, the clarity, the picture quality is fantastic. There's a few cases where it seems that I don't think they actually redid very many of the special effects in this. It's not like Next Generation, like Star Trek Next Generation, where they actually redid a lot of the post-production effects. It seems more that in the case of a lot of the effects, they just kind of took the standard def versions and in that case did crop them, just kind of keeping the significant information in the image area. But this is not a sloppy cropping job. No, I mean, they clearly went in shot for shot and found like the best possible composition for each shot and judged each one and how much or how little it would be cropped based on that. But the overall result is fantastic, and it's obviously a lot of time and care went into it. This is no hack job. So I wholeheartedly recommend this. I mean, if you want a version of the X-Files that holds up to modern visual standards, get this. It's fantastic. Should also mention that I got this for $125 Canadian, which is stupid cheap when you think about it. I mean, when I always talk about how when the X-Files first came out on DVD, it was one of the first TV shows on DVD to get full season sets, and they priced them at about $150 per season. So you figure one season would cost $150, 15 or 18 years ago when it came out on DVD. Now you get the entire series in high definition, all 10 seasons. There wasn't even 10 seasons back then, but there is now. Well, there's 11 now, actually. For $125, like $25 less than what one season would have cost. Now, I think that $125 was a sale price, because normally it seems to go for around $200 or so. But yeah, if you see it for around that price, grab it, because that is such a good deal. I mean, you do the math. That works out to $12.50 a season. Like, that's insane. But in a good way. Yeah, so really enjoying revisiting this in all its high-def glory, and hopefully maybe I'll actually finish the series this time. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now, folks. I've already rambled far longer than I meant to. I just can't gush enough about the X-Files. So we'll see you next time. So big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to join us all in the Discord chat. Lots of fun over there. And we'll see you next time. So until then, sayonara.